has an errand to run this morning, so I am walking with him, and I'm going to go into TNT so we can buy ingredients for a hot pot. Hubby and I love baby corn. Unfortunately, they were out of stock, or I didn't even see the spot on the shelf where they normally are. So I stood there for a while just looking around, making sure I didn't miss them, making sure they weren't put somewhere else. I find when I have something on my list that I want to buy and the store is out of stock, I'm in denial for a little while and I just like look around and I pace around the store for a bit. I still wanted the baby corn, but I didn't want to go out of my way because I was carrying a lot of things. I was passing by some Chinese supermarkets, but I don't carry cash with me, and most of the stores only accept cash or credit or debit over a certain amount, and I only wanted one item. And I thought to myself, Dollarama has a lot of like random things that you might not expect. And I found some baby corn. Hubby just opened his holiday basket, and here are all of the things that were inside. Of course, Lulu was not inside, but she came to see, and now she wants to be in the video. Hubby said I could use the basket from his holiday basket. What I decided to do with it was to put in our use next items. So one of you actually gave me this idea. Thank you to Tammy. She takes out what she wants to use up in the next week or so, I think it was, or the coming days. She leaves it on her counter so that way she has a visual reminder. I'm going to do that with this dried white fungus. And as well, I've put in a few snacks here. These are the snacks that we want to use up sooner rather than later, because they're either opened or maybe they're like more prone to changing over time. For example, these freeze-dried candies, if they get moisture on them, they start to shrivel up or get like really dense, or even, I guess, they would disappear. And we've also opened the nougat, so that is in here. I also have some Stroop waffles that I opened a while ago and completely forgot about. I saw them when I was putting stuff back in the pantry, so I think I'm gonna get them now. I only have 2 left, so that should be pretty easy to finish up. This is what I'm going to experiment with for the time being in terms of the quantity of stuff. I want to have maybe one thing that I want to cook in the coming week, and then a few little treats that we can eat throughout the week. And of course, as I continue to do this, I will make tweaks, and hopefully I'll settle in on a really nice routine in the coming months. I decided to put our hot pot seasoning in here too, since we plan to have hot pot tomorrow. Hubby's been making fun of me because instead of tomorrow, I keep saying yesterday. So I'll be like, do you want to have hot pot yesterday? And I usually catch myself, but enough of the word comes out that hubby's like, oh my gosh, you did it again. I do have this weird sense of time now. It's been a few years that time has been really strange for me. Hubby and I cleared up this space in the living room for me to do my 5,000 piece puzzle. We did measure it and it pretty much just fits with a little bit of room to spare. It is the evening before New Year's Eve and I am working on my 2024 goals. I kept it pretty simple and I'm going to dedicate an entire video on what I'm planning to work on in 2024. I'm just putting the final touches on the wording for my website, and then I'm going to film the video probably sometime in January. But if you're interested in getting a sneak peek of my goals before my video comes out, I'll leave a link to my website down below, because I do plan to publish this on December 31st or January 1st. I always feel very settled once I've finished setting my goals for the upcoming year. And of course, I still have a goal setting session with my friend where I talk about everything, and sometimes I add addendums, but this year my goals and practices seem very complete, so I think I'm pretty happy with them as they are. I'm also refreshing my 101 and 1001 this coming March. Those are smaller things that I want to tick off that aren't really trying to nudge me in a certain direction. They're more like to-do list items, things that I've wanted to do that I'd like to keep track of, whereas my goals really are trying to nudge me in a certain direction or a certain mindset. So my goals have more to do with my annual theme and creative practices and things like that really serve as a guidepost for the year ahead. Once I'm done my goal setting, I am going to work on my last sticker collage of the year. I already have a few bits stuck on, and these are just little stickers that I've gathered up. So these are from my Michaels t-shirts, and then from bubble tea, and this was from the Purdy's chocolates that my friend gave me, the Laura Slack chocolates. This is a little perfume sample from the owner of the writing studio, and I came across it again when I was doing my empties, so I decided to pop it in here because it's just so beautiful and I didn't really want to throw it out. Good morning everyone, and welcome to New Year's Eve 2023. Earlier in Vlogmas, I talked about buying a gift for hubby for our dating anniversary, which we celebrate on New Year's Day. And I'll just do a screenshot in this video of what I purchased for him. We saw this when we went to the winter market at the Distillery District. Mario Lemieux is hubby's favorite hockey player ever. Right now his favorite player is Sidney Crosby, but even before that he loved the Penguins because Mario Lemieux is like his all-time favorite player. When we were at the store, he seemed to really gravitate towards this item, but he set it aside and we left and we just continued with our day. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll buy this for him for our anniversary. There were 2 left online when I purchased the item, and now it's completely sold out. So I'm super happy I bought it, and I'm so excited to give it to him. I just went on my last grocery run of 2023. I bought some things for hubby's lunch because he goes back to work on the 2nd, and we're planning to do our Sunday reset tomorrow. It is time to review my 2023 goals. I'm going to try to keep this very brief, but if you're interested in knowing more about how I did with my 2023 goals, I will leave a link to my website down below with the full write-up. My annual theme was Be Your Own Best Friend, and I loved this theme so much, and I think it really helped me. I found myself being much more self-compassionate this year, and I was more of my own support and my own cheerleader. I set a whopping 7 goals this year. My first was to finish and release my book, and I won't go into detail here because I did it. You all know about it. I talk about it quite a lot. My second goal was to record a book progress update every week, and of course I did do this as well. They helped so much with my momentum and keeping myself on track and accountable. Third goal was to create 2 book promotion bingo cards. I wanted to do this because I had a lot of internal stuff relating to self-promotion and to marketing, just a lot of resistance, and I felt really weird about it. I felt very salesy. I decided I would try to be more comfortable with it by creating these bingo cards, which were inspired by one of my friends. The one bingo card I ended up doing was the pre-launch promotion bingo card. I realized when I did that card that I didn't actually want to do a lot of pre-launch promotion activities. It was enough for me to mention it to the people around me and in my YouTube videos. I wasn't really on other forms of social media anymore, like Instagram and the like, so it didn't really feel aligned for me to start promoting my book when I don't really use these platforms. Instead, I just focused on talking about my book to the people around me and also in my YouTube videos, and that really helped me get comfortable with talking about my book. I had wanted to do a post-launch bingo card, but I decided not to do this for the time being. I can always promote my book in the future, so I can definitely revisit this. My fourth goal was to experiment with YouTube Shorts, and I did do this. I found that Shorts aren't really for me. I much prefer long-form content, so I've decided I'm not going to post Shorts with any sort of set frequency. Instead, I'm going to do this on an ad hoc basis if I think of content that might be better in a short video. My fifth goal was to create 1 sticker collage per month, and I'm so happy to say that I did do this. I did my last one yesterday, and I'll just do a quick flip through of all of my spreads for the entire year. So I have 12 of them, 1 for each month. And just a sneak peek, I love this practice so much, I'm going to be continuing into 2024. My sixth goal was to continue to migrate to digital planning, and I went ahead and did this, and I love digital planning. In 2023, I moved my daily reflection and my moon planning practices to digital format. My seventh goal was to meet my annual expense target, and I did it. As of this morning, I am 22% below budget. Next, I'm going to talk about 5 practices that I wanted to experiment with in 2023. The first one was to complete my daily reflection, and this year, the question I asked myself at the end of each day was, what does your inner best friend want to say to you today? I loved this so much. It really aligned with my annual theme, and this practice helped me with self-compassion and being gentler, kinder with my words. I also love the cheerleader aspect. I wrote my reflection statements in second person, so it was like, oh, you did this thing today, I'm so proud of you, and that really shifted my mindset. I only have one more entry, which I will fill in this evening because I am switching up the question in 2024, and when I realized that last night as I was writing my daily reflection, I was kind of sad. I was like, I'm going to miss my inner best friend, talking to her every day. Of course, my inner best friend is me, so I'll always have myself. But this practice really helped me connect to myself, so much so that I'm going to miss these daily connections with myself. So I find, especially with my daily reflection, when I tie it to my annual theme, it really does help shift my mindset. My second practice was to take at least 30 minutes for lunch every day, and this worked out really well. I'm so happy with this. I can't believe there was a time when I didn't do this, when I would rush through lunch and eat it in like 5 minutes and then come back to the computer. Now I feel this pocket of leisure time, even though it's only half an hour. This practice is wonderful, and it's one that I've integrated into my daily life. I'll be continuing in 2024, but I'm not going to reference it as a practice that I'm working on any longer because it's a part of my routine now. My third practice was to move my body every day, and I still, of course, move my body. I go for walks and such. I take the stairs when I can, but I didn't do a lot of the things that I had intended to do. So I wanted to do a combination of ecstatic dance, shaking, tapping, stretching, and yoga every day. I think I only did ecstatic dance once or twice. I did shaking every once in a while when I felt a lot of tension. Tapping I very rarely did. Stretching every once in a while. I didn't do a lot of dedicated stretching sessions. It would more so be if I got up to do a chore or to use the bathroom, I might stretch a little on the way. I did a lot of like this sort of thing, like wiggling, like literally in the spot, because I would do some work on the computer and then maybe I'm waiting for a video to export, and while I'm doing that I just start like wiggling. So I did that a lot. I guess that kind of counts. And I did very, very, very little yoga. Pretty much no yoga. Maybe at the beginning of the year I did, but I honestly can't remember the last time I did yoga. So move my body as a practice, I mean, I guess I'm still doing it, but it wasn't the way I intended. My fourth practice was to incorporate more music into my life, and I did do this. I listened to music very regularly. It wasn't every day because some days I would still forget, but it was most days, and that was awesome. I find I gravitate more towards upbeat music these days, and so even though I didn't do a lot of ecstatic dance sessions, dedicated sessions, I did dance around in the kitchen when I was listening to music, usually as I'm preparing lunch or doing chores or doing Sunday reset or making dinner. Just like do a little dancing in the kitchen, and that was a lot of fun for me. So maybe the way I'm moving my body now is just changing because of what I'm interested in and what my routine is like, but the music has definitely helped, and this is another practice I'll be continuing into 2024. My fifth and final practice was to wear more color, and even though I'm not wearing color today, I'm wearing my adorable truffle t-shirt. I did do this quite a lot in 2023. I wore a ton of color, mostly those Michaels t-shirts, but that's okay, it's still color. And I am wearing my signature lipstick right now, so that is a pop of color, even though it's not in the form of clothing. I still love my blacks and grays, but it's so nice to have a selection of colorful t-shirts. That really did help with my mood, and I think it helped me be more confident in my self-expression because I wasn't trying to stay under the radar with wearing black and gray and just blending in. Instead, being more bold with my color choices, I think did help me with being more comfortable with being seen. And that's a wrap on my 2023 goals. We're gonna have hot pot for lunch, and I did go ahead and rehydrate the white fungus. I know it's usually used in sweet soups, but since we have so much of it, I thought we could try it in hot pot as well. Hubby and I went back to the comedy show at Massey Hall, and it was really funny. They renovated, and I had forgotten, and it looks really nice. We had fun, and now we are going to go back to ring in the new year with Lulu. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Cheers! Cheers! Ding! Happy New Year, everyone! Thank you all so much for watching Vlogmas. This was a really fun one. I really enjoyed interacting with you in the comment section and also just spending the holidays with you. Can't wait to be back in 2024 with more vlogs. And before we go, we thought we would give Lulu her snuffle mat, finally. So let's get that ready for her. She's staring at, she's right here staring at me right now.
Happy New Year, Lulu! Happy New Year! Do you want your snuffle mat? Should we get your snuffle mat? Let's go make your snuffle mat. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Okay. She knows how to use it. Oh, she found one! So smart. She's good at finding food. Is she? Oh, it's too easy for her.
Oh.
Nose detective. Oh, she found one. Oh, smart girl. She's done. She just walked away.